Now that we're nearly 1/3 of the way through the college football season, we're starting to get a better understanding of which teams are going to be contenders for the playoff and for their conference. With conference play kicking off this weekend, there are a lot of big time matchups with massive conference standing implications. As we see every season, upsets come out of nowhere. Here are 5 ranked teams who should be on upset watch this weekend. Before we get to today's video, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are that you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel, so make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. I'll be posting college football videos every day during the season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, make sure to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. This one isn't as much of an upset as they're playing a ranked team, but Clemson is the number 5 team in the country, so it still counts. They travel on the road to play Wake Forest, who is currently ranked 21st. This actually might be the biggest game of the season for Clemson, no questions asked. When looking at their remaining schedule after this week, they should be able to win every game. They do play number 12 NC State next week, but they get that game at home. Later in the season, they have to travel to Notre Dame, but let's be real, they should handle them with ease. They also have Miami the second to last week of the season, but that game is at home as well. This game is on the road and could end up being their toughest opponent. If they lose, their playoff hopes will take a significant hit. If they win, they could be in the driver's seat the rest of the way. This is going to be a tough game for Clemson, as Wake Forest is coming off an 11-win season in which they were in the ACC title game. Now, they're 3-0 to start the season, and they're on the verge of being ranked inside the top 20. Even though last year was a historic one for the Demon Deacons, they still lost to Clemson by 21. Wake Forest also hasn't beaten Clemson in 13 years. So, you know what that's telling me? They're due for a win. Clemson has a tough one ahead of them, and I wouldn't be shocked to see the Demon Deacons pick up the massive victory at home. We have a Pac-12 after dark game with number 7 USC traveling to Oregon State. The Trojans are only favored by a touchdown in this one, which is surprising the way they've been rolling to start the season. But this is a much improved Oregon State team who has started the year 3-0. According to the Action Network, the Beavers have more money bet on them than any other team this weekend. Everyone in the country thinks the Beavers pull off the upset. And this isn't all that surprising, as it seems like the Beavers are always that team that seems to upset USC when they're ranked. And when they don't upset them, they play them very close. Let's take a look all the way back to 2000 to see some pretty close finishes between these two programs. In 2000, Oregon State took down USC when they were ranked 8th. In 2006, they beat USC, who was ranked 3rd at the time. In 2008, they beat USC, who was the number 1 team in the country. A year later, in 2009, they nearly beat USC, who was ranked 4th, as they lost by 6 points. Then, in 2010, they demolished the Trojans when they were ranked 20th. Oregon State did beat the Trojans last year by nearly 20 points on the road. This is a game you'd expect USC to win, but Corvallis is a wild place at night. The stadium is going to be rockin', and this Oregon State team is going to be fired up. I wouldn't be surprised if USC takes care of business easily, but out of all the games we're going to talk about on today's video, this one would be the least surprising if USC were to lose. The Sooners are 3-0 on the season and are now number 6 in the polls. They're kicking off their conference slate, but not against a team that is expected to be in contention for the Big 12 title. When talking about solid teams in the Big 12, a team that is slept on is Kansas State. They're 2-1 on the season after they lost in the final minutes last week to Tulane. Now, I'm not going to hate on Tulane as they're 3-0 on the season and a solid team. The Wildcats are a good team, and I think they hang around in this contest. For some reason, Oklahoma has struggled with Kansas State over the last decade. They've lost 4 matchups over the last 10 meetings, so this is a nearly split series over the last decade. They've also lost 2 of the last 3 matchups. In 2019, Kansas State took down Oklahoma, who was ranked 5th at the time. In 2020, they defeated them when they were ranked 3rd. Even last year's matchup was close, as number 6 Oklahoma won by only 6 points. The Wildcats always come to play, and this year should be no different. Through 3 games, Kansas State has one of the better defenses in the entire country. They're allowing less than 10 points a game and only 275 yards of total offense. Oklahoma's offense has their work cut out for them. But now if you flip over to the other side of the ball, their offense hasn't been lights out. They're averaging only 28 points a game and 150 fewer yards than Oklahoma. The Sooners' defense is legit, so it might be tough for Kansas State to put up points. Still, I think the Wildcats will hang around and make this a game, something Oklahoma has become far too familiar with over the last few years. Ohio State enters this weekend as a 19-point favorite over Wisconsin, so it's not expected to be close. While that may be the case, this is Wisconsin we're talking about, who is a close loss away from being undefeated and ranked inside the top 15. Out of all the games on today's list, this is the upset I'm least expecting, but it certainly can still happen. This is a Wisconsin team who's allowing only 8 points per game and less than 250 yards per game. Granted, they lost their toughest game of the season at home to Washington State by 3, but that Cougars team has looked really good so far. The Badgers offense also has been surprisingly good, as they're averaging 40 points a game and just under 500 yards a game as well. This is an Ohio State team that has been rolling over the last few weeks since their game with Notre Dame. I'm sure their offense is going to roll as well, but if Wisconsin's able to slow the game down, force some big turnovers, and have Graham Mertz show up, the Badgers can certainly make things interesting. We know that Braylon Allen is one of the best running backs in the entire country, so he'll be able to get whatever he wants. So it's just a matter of what the rest of the offense is able to do in this game. We'll wrap up this video with another Pac-12 contest, as number 15 Oregon travels to Washington State. Remember how I literally just mentioned the Cougars? Well, they're 3-0 on the season and are on the verge of being a top 25 team. The Ducks have looked good since their game against Georgia in week 1, but coming off a huge win last week against BYU, this seems like a massive trap game for them. Regardless of how good Washington State is, going into Pullman for a game is never an easy task. It's going to be even more difficult with the hype surrounding this game, as the Cougars are looking to start the season 4-0. Cameron Ward has been a great pickup for Washington State, as he's thrown for nearly 800 yards with 8 passing touchdowns in 3 games. He's a better quarterback than Bo Nix, so Washington State already has the advantage there. This defense is allowing 12 points per contest, so if they're able to pressure Bo Nix and force him to cause turnovers, this could be a game that goes south fairly quickly for the Ducks. Being at home, the Cougars can ride the momentum of the home crowd very easily. Now, I'm not saying Washington State is going to be competing for the Pac-12 title this season, but I do think they're a really solid team that is going to be in the hunt all season. Like I mentioned earlier, they're on the verge of being ranked inside the top 25, so this is a pretty good opponent. The Ducks are favored by less than a touchdown, so many people out there expect this to be a close game. Oregon can certainly pull off the victory, but make sure to tune into this one for the afternoon slate. Well, those are the 5 teams I have on Upset Watch for this weekend. Which team on today's list do you think has the biggest chance of being upset? Was there a ranked team who you think might lose this weekend that I didn't include on this list? Let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you love college football, this is definitely the place for you. Like I mentioned earlier, I'll be posting college football videos every day during the season, so make sure to subscribe if you call yourself a college football fan. Also, if you could take a second and drop a like on this video, I would greatly appreciate it as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share this video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you all in my next video.